of Commerce of South Africa, representatives of the Commerce Trade Cameras of Colombia, Bogotá, Buenaventura, Chocó, San Andrés, Tumaco, who are presenting here, and members of the diplomatic corps at consulates accredited in South Africa. Of course, accredited at a delegation, the entrepreneurs in here, at the social media people that stay present in this important forum for to speech between Colombia and South Africa and the economic relation. We are coming at the motherland because I was with the vice-president of South Africa and with the president speaking about important things for Colombia and South Africa, for Africa and Latin America. Inside of the speak, of course, the discussion of trade and the trade relation, economics, and the work together. South Africa is our main partner. Colombia open embassy in South Africa with Nelson Mandela in the president. A lot of governments before in Colombia don't have a strange relation with the Africa, the continent, but this is the first progressive government in Colombia, headed by Gustavo Petro, president of Colombia, and he was for strengthening the South-South relations and of America and Africa. We need to strengthen the relation of trade, diplomatic and cultural and political relations. Today, Earth is in a crisis. To speak to economy, we got the pandemic crisis, healthcare crisis, crisis of conflicts and wars in a lot of parts of the planet. We are living similar stories in our lives, histories of colonialism and racism and slavery and patriarchy. The trade can't be different to these realities, and think that a new thing of relations where we are looking like similar people. We need a just a commerce that think the sustainability, environmental and human, a commerce that dignify the life human, that respect the life human, a commerce that don't disturb our common home, our planet. A trade, of course, that we got exchange knowledge, and the people diplomacy is important. Our allies, our partners in the African continent Colombia, when Colombia think in commerce, think in Africa. Yesterday I was telling that I am a Afro descendant woman. I think that Africa forget us and we forget to Africa, but we are listed um, in the conference of African region speaking about American descendants. I feel good with that. We need a diplomacy with Africa and Latin America and Caribbean, and it happened for the strength of the structures. Yesterday I was telling to South African government that opened an embassy in Colombia. It keeps have a permanent relations because we need to have a trade office of South Africa in our country, and we want Pro Colombia have a presence in in the African continent, and in tourism we need to strengthen the communitary tourism and ecologic environmental tourism. Africa can learn us, but it could be impossible because don't travel easily between countries or countries. For this, we need to improve our visa conditions for to travel between the countries, our countries. 14 hours are since Colombia to South Africa. It is very disturbing, and it don't keep enjoy the wonderful land of South Africa. Colombia is the most biodiverse planet on the earth, with cultural riches, environmental very big, and to explore and learn a lot of our planet. Our planet is living another crisis, the hungry crisis. I think that necessarily Africa and Latin America have all for to stop the hungry on the planet, and it is the exchange of agricultural production, and in South Africa and Africa in general we need a sovereignty. We need agriculture sustainable for to stop the hungry in our country. A lot of people is dying from hungry. We need to work together for to improve these conditions. The crisis of the industrialization is very, South Africa is suffering for the out of energy. We got these problems in the past, but now yet, and now all the people and the persons in our country have a justice in access to energy. we don't have a just distribution of the energy in all on the towns, and this is where the booty, the industrialization, but the science and technology is important for to interchange technology in South Africa and what in our country is producing, and fight against the climate change. Of course, in economic in the food issues, the roles of phytosanitary roles need to flexibilize and improve for to have better trade relationships. Trade could be possible if it isn't just, and it means that we need to work for the laboral relationships. We don't keep a trade that exploit all for the experience esclavity of the workers. We need a trade that equality in the distribution of the richness. For this reason, we need a labor reform for to improve the condition of the workers. Of course, it could be part of the rules that we need to establish in our relations of the trade. We need to trade with human dignity and equality distribution and just of the richness. Colombia is looking peace, total peace, and it is both with the entrepreneurs too, large and little, for a long time. We needed that little entrepreneurs have the possibilities to make commerce too at the international lands. South Africa have a big experience in popular and communitary trade, and this experience we need to learn, because in Colombia we wish to do public and communitary alliance. Since 200 years, Latin America and Africa established relations of trade. Sadly, that deshumanized the people. The trade of people, slaves or laborers. We date slavers because slaves accept this condition, and ex-laborers have another connotation. And transatlantic trade, the boats arrive to our territories and to our nations, cross everywhere. Today we want that the same routes in reparation historic for all. We need to strengthen Thank you for this space. This trade, the same trade routes, and it used for to make dignity to the human. The trade cameras are in here with us, working in this. The entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs women in South Africa and Colombia. Thanks for to being here. We have a good idea to she export to Africa, and we need to strengthen the female entrepreneurs, the woman, the women autonomy. We need to she export to South Africa, and the South African woman exports to Colombia too. Why? Because the woman economy go to the family. The economy of the men, we don't know if all go to the home. Thanks for this space. Thanks for to be part of the change. We are in historic moment. We going to make that dignity made a question. Thank you.